A few years ago around this time, I had some fun with the NCAA March Madness, talking about schools with weather-related nicknames. But the last 2 years, the weather has featured its own March Madness with record-breaking warmth last year and winter that just won't let go this year. Now, when weather patterns stagnate, you can usually look to the large-scale upper air pattern for an explanation, so we'll start there. This chart stretches from the subtropics to the Arctic, from Western Europe all the way to North America. The colors show how pressure up around 20,000 feet compares to average so far this month. The key feature is this pocket of yellow and orange indicating anomalously high pressure from extreme eastern Canada across Greenland into the Arctic. Now hold that thought. We'll come back to this in just a second. Now, a basic principle of meteorology is that pressure decreases faster with altitude in cold air than in warm air. So a given pressure, say 700 millibars, occurs at a lower height in a column of cold air than in a column of warm air. This means that at a specific height, say 20,000 feet, the pressure will be lower in the cold air than it will be in the warm air. Applying this idea to the previous chart means that anomalous warmth has dominated the lower atmosphere from eastern Canada across Greenland into the Arctic this month. And when that happens, the cold that's typically there this time of year gets dislodged into the mid-latitudes. Thus, the anomalous chill indicated by the blues and purples here, stretching from the eastern U.S. all the way to Western Europe, where this may end up the coldest March in 50 years in the U.K. Now, we meteorologists like to boil charts like this down into just one number to kind of summarize how the pattern is so that we can track changes over time. Now, this graph shows one of those indexes over the past 3 months. This is called the Arctic Oscillation. A really negative value here corresponds to the kind of anomalously cool pattern we've been in lately. And a week ago today, this index dropped to its 6th lowest value since 1950, indicating that we were in a highly anomalous large-scale pattern. But having said that, and though I know we're all a bit tired of the chill, this month really hasn't been that far below average, at least not compared to how anomalous last March was. Here's the temperature anomaly so far this month. Most of the state is between 2 and 4 degrees below average, the darker greens. The light green is less than 2 degrees below average. The blue is 4 to 6 below. Now here's last March, when most of the state was 9 to 12 degrees above average. And even the smallest anomalies southeast of the mountains were still 6 to 9 degrees above. Now, from the standpoint of records, through this date last March, 216 daily high temperature records had been broken or tied in the state. So far this month, there's been only one daily record low set in Pennsylvania. The last few weeks, the extended forecast has sounded like a broken record, more cool weather. We'll see if Fred has any different news this time, coming up next.